Hey guys, it's Hector here. Today we'll be going over a style of training that maybe some of you are familiar with. But before we get into that, I want to go over a list of supplies you might want to try and purchase. Some of these exercises will be able to be performed with just body weight, but there are a few that will require some light equipment. And when those exercises pop up, I'll be sure to let you know what is required. Some of the equipment needed will be dumbbells, ankle weights, loop bands, the ones that go around the knees, and resistance bands, preferably ones with handles. With the pandemic, some of these items are hard to get a hold of, but it definitely has gotten a lot better, and you can always search Amazon for these items as well. The objective I want everyone to reach here is in 3 months' time, I want everyone to be able to perform these exercises with proper form. Second, I want everyone to be able to perform these exercises and learn to slow the movement down. And third, I want everyone to be able to record their weight in these exercises if you are using weight, or if you are using body weight, try to record repetitions as a measure of strength and stamina, and continue to record their strength gains and see improvement in the time given. I want this to be done by incorporating eccentric training 3 days a week. So let's tackle eccentric training. Hey guys, so as mentioned earlier, we will be going over eccentric training. To better describe this type of training, I'll briefly talk about the training that many are familiar with, even if they don't know the name, and that's concentric training. The example I'll give for this is the bicep curl. We all know the movement of bending at the elbow so that the bicep contracts, and with enough repetitions, we feel the blood rush to the area, and we're happy because we feel like work is being done, and it is. This type of movement is called concentric training or concentric contraction. This is when the muscle shortens while contracting. But what about the going down part of the exercise? This part is known as the eccentric portion of the exercise, and it is probably one of the most overlooked and ignored parts of the exercise, but it shouldn't be. According to an article by the NCBI, there is a significantly large amount of evidence suggesting that in comparison to concentric contractions, that chronically performed eccentric exercises actually promote greater gains in strength, muscle mass, and even neural adaptations. One of the main reasons why you're able to generate greater amounts of force against resistance training with eccentric contraction is the possibility that eccentric contraction requires a much lower level of motor unit activity to achieve certain force than do concentric contractions. Right now, I'm sure some of you are trying to piece this all together with some of the things I've said, but the best way to describe this is to present this in the form of exercises and show the movements being done. So let's get started with some exercises. First, we should start with a warm-up. You can take a brisk walk around the block. You can even use a bike if you have one to warm up the legs a little bit. After that, I personally am a huge fan of dynamic stretching / warm-ups, simply because I like the idea of movement into stretches that mimic some of the movements you'll be doing. This will also help to bring some elasticity to the muscle and joint range of movement by properly warming them up. For our first set of exercises, I will focus on some upper extremity movements with eccentric contractions. The first set of exercises will be the bicep curl. And so for the eccentric portion of the upper extremity exercise, we're going to start off using bicep curls. Bicep curls are a very easy exercise to see both movements, concentric and eccentric. When you're at home, you can use dumbbells, you can use resistance bands, preferably the ones with handles. You can use water jugs if you have them. You just want to have something that creates some sort of resistance when you're doing these bicep curls. So we're going to use the barbell here is what I'm using. And the going up portion is a very familiar movement that everyone does when you see them at the gym. That is the concentric portion. When you're going down with the barbell, the dumbbells, whatever it is that you're using, that is the eccentric portion of the exercise. Some people say anywhere from 3 to 12-second count on the way down is usually a good way to start a good movement for the eccentric portion of the exercise, with 3 seconds being for beginners and 12 seconds being for experts. So I'm going to perform 10 reps, and we are going to count a couple of the reps in. I'm going to do 5 seconds on the way down. So let's start. This is the concentric portion. Now the eccentric portion. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going to perform this for 2 more sets, and each set you're going to do 10 reps. Since we did the eccentric portion when it came to bicep curls, we are going to take care of the other muscle associated, the tricep, and show you the eccentric portion of a tricep kickback or a tricep extension. For this exercise, you can use dumbbells or resistance bands, again, water jugs or bottles, anything that's going to create some sort of resistance. I'm going to be using a 5-pound dumbbell. I'm going light since I am demonstrating these exercises during several takes. And also, the eccentric portion of an exercise, since you're slowing it down, tends to be a little harder, so even lighter weight can make a difference. So I'm going to start off with the 5-pound dumbbell. We're going to do the eccentric portion. I'll tell you which part is the concentric and eccentric again. That way you know the difference between the two when you're doing these exercises at home or in the gym. So when performing this exercise, it's good to make sure that you have a solid, stable ground to work with. If you have a bench at home, you can use it, or some sort of stable surface. You can even use the floor if you want to. You can do a bent over kickback if you want to, making sure that your back stays nice and straight and keeping your core tight. For the demonstration purpose, I will be using the bench. I'm going to make sure my back is straight. You're going to keep your elbow close to the side here, and you're not going to pull back like this. You're going to do an extension. So this is the concentric portion of the exercise. And then I'm counting 5 seconds down again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the eccentric portion. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, after these exercises are done, or one set is done, you will go ahead and perform another 2 sets with repetitions of 10. If you get better at these exercises, of course, you can move the repetitions up to 12 also. So for our last upper extremity exercise, we're going to be doing the dumbbell chest press. Again, if you have dumbbells at home, that'll work. Resistance bands at home. And if you have water jugs, again, if you're at home, I know a lot of people hoarded those during the pandemic in the early stages, so perhaps there's still some lying around. But during this exercise, I will show you once again what is the concentric portion and eccentric portion of the exercise. You will perform 3 sets of 10. Again, if you get better at these, you can always go to 3 sets of 12. So I'll let you know what the concentric portion is and the eccentric portion of the exercise. So going upward, concentric. Going downward, we're going to do the 5-second count again, and it'll be eccentric. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so for lower extremity exercises, we will start off with the squat. It's one of my favorite exercises to show for this training because it's very easy to show eccentric training. The squat is an exercise that you see being performed at the gym all the time, with people placing an emphasis on really dropping to the ground fast and then coming back up. But this is one of those exercises where you really want to focus on eccentric training because you can get a lot of benefits from it, and you can feel it in the hamstrings big time when you take the movement down a little slower. So for those that don't have weights at home, I will show this exercise without weights, and then I'll be using a kettlebell, a personal favorite of mine, to show you what it looks like with weights. We'll perform the squat, and I'll do what I did with the bicep curls, which is a 5-second count on the way down. And we'll do 3 sets of 10 of these. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From the side angle, you'll really be able to see the hamstrings stretch a little bit more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, All right, so I had to stop the video just for a quick second so I can angle the camera differently so you can see the ground below me. When you're doing this type of squat with the kettlebell hanging and no longer up here, the ground serves as a good stopping point to let you know that you've gone far enough. Depending on your height, you may have to stop a little bit lower. That's completely fine. You can also do this exercise with a dumbbell by holding the dumbbell in both hands. And again, if you don't have the weight, you can stick to the body weight squats that we were doing earlier. So we'll finish the last couple repetitions with this kettlebell and holding it the way we're holding it right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, so now we're going to be going over the hamstring curl. For this exercise, you can use a dumbbell, which I'll be using, a light dumbbell for the demonstration, a resistance band tied down to something to create the effect of pulling back, and ankle weights as well. So if you have ankle weights, this would be a good time to use them also. The hamstring curl is very similar to the bicep curl. As a matter of fact, there's a part of the hamstring called the bicep femoris, and they both have the same movement as flexion, but you'll see the eccentric portion is pretty close to the same. Now when you're coming down, same thing with the hamstring, you're holding that. I'll be doing a 5-second count on the way down, so let's get started. So while I am showing this exercise on a table, this exercise is actually done very well on the floor because you're able to grab the weight with your feet better. And that way you don't have to put yourself in any awkward position to grip the weight. So the concentric portion of this is obviously going up, muscle shortening, but the eccentric portion is going to be going down, and we'll do a 5-second count again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I want to thank everybody for watching my video and presentation on eccentric training. It's something that I'm going to start incorporating more into my workouts. I actually have been incorporating more of it into my workouts, and I've noticed a change in stability and even strength as well. Some of my workouts, I'm using lighter weight now, and I'm feeling sore the next day from using lighter weight and the same amount of repetitions and sets. But slowing the movement down has really forced my muscles to react a different way. I hope you learned something, and at the end of these workouts, no matter what the workout is you're doing, whether it's upper extremity, lower extremity, it's always a good way to cool down afterwards, whether you want to get back onto a bike or a treadmill, lower that heart rate level down just a little bit, a couple minutes, maybe 5 minutes or so. And also, this would be a great time to throw in some static stretching Your workout is complete at this point, so static stretching is one of my favorites after the workout has been done. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, email me, and hopefully I could do my best to answer your questions.